What is up, everybody? Codemonger from CreateBox, and today we will be talking about images, videos and audios in HTML. As we all know, good images and videos can increase the quality of your website. So the quality of images and videos you input in your website can actually change the design, the UI of your website. So it is more important to even know kind of images and videos you input in your website. So today I am going to teach you, like I said, how you can actually input an image into your website using HTML, and we are going to start with the images first. Now, to put images in your website, we are going to use what we call the images tag in HTML. IMG, not actual spelling of image, and it is written like this, image, and it doesn't usually have closing tag. So what we usually do is we say image, and then what we are going to actually need is the source attribute. And the source attribute here is where we are going to actually put a link to the image file. As you can see here on my left, I have a files folder I actually uploaded containing the pictures, the videos, and the audios we are going to use in this tutorial. And we are going to actually put in the source file of the image in this image tag right here in the source. So the way we are going to do that is by following this. And if you watch my previous tutorial, I actually talked about directory structure. So if you don't understand what we are going to do here, you can actually check back my old tutorial. To get with this, first thing we are going to do is we are going to actually call in the files folder and then slash the picture we are going to upload. Picture, and it's a JPEG picture. You can actually put a lot of other formats. We have the PNG and the JPEG. And so with this being said, I can actually save this and run it in the browser. And to run it, I'm going to use this extension I've been using all through this tutorial. It's called the Go Live in VS Code, and it's down here. After installing the extension, you can actually access it down here, and as I click it, it's going to run in my browser. There you go. And this is the image we actually uploaded. And guess what? The image is too big right now. You don't want to put this kind of image in your website because it's way too big. So what you're going to do now is to actually size down the image, and the way you can do that is by using the width and height attribute in HTML. And how we do that, we are going to just come in here and type in the height, and then let's say we are going to say something like because we want it to actually, let's say 500 pixels, okay? And then we are going to put in the width. Let's say let's make the width actually 500 pixels, and let's make the height actually 100%, which means it will span the whole 100% of the width, so the image will not expand. And if we save that and we go back to our browser, this is what the image looks like. It has been scaled down to the size we actually want. You can actually scale it to a lot of size. You can, but right now I like the 500 by 100%. And the next thing we are going to actually talk about is the alt attribute in the image. Whenever you're creating an image in HTML, do not forget to put the alt attribute. Now, in as much as this might not actually disturb your code or might not disturb your project, it is good practice to actually do that. A lot of developers forget about it, but I don't think it's a good idea. So the alt attribute, what does it do? It's more of you like explaining to the browser what this image is all about. I can just type in here mountain image. That's all. And if I save that, go back to my browser, I won't do anything significant, but it's good idea and good practice that you put it. The next thing we are going to talk about is how you are going to input videos inside of your website using HTML, and which takes us to the video tag. Now, the way we do that is, let me comment this image out so we can clearly see our video. The way you actually input videos inside your website using HTML is by using the video tag, which you start with the video tag like this. It usually has a opening and closing tag, and then you put in another tag which just has the opening tag, which is the source tag, and then inside the source you're going to just include another src, which is the source, and you're going to put the path to the video, which is video.mp4, and then you're going to specify the type, which is video/mp4. Yes, there you go. And then you are going to come in here, and before we actually do that, I'm going to actually run this in the browser so you see what we have. And if we go to the browser, you see just one random black stuff, and you're like wondering like, what is this? Now this is the beginning of the video. This is the thumbnail of the video. It's not going to play until you add an attribute called controls. Now the controls is going to give you access to actually make the video play. You can play, pause, and move positions in the video. And if I save this and go back to that video, as you can see, this is playing and it's very, very beautiful. You love it. Okay, that's actually my intro video. But one thing you really notice is that this video is actually bigger than the size of the browser. It's actually wider. It makes us scroll the width to check what's actually going on. And to avoid that, we will need to size this video. And the way we do that is we can come in here and say, give it a width of, let's say, 500 pixels, and we'll give it a height of 100%. And if we save that and run it, you see the video looks a little less, a little bit more nicer. And if you play it, it plays. This looks really beautiful and you love it right now. I know you really love it. So another thing we can actually do, which is another attribute we can actually add, is let me actually take these controls to the right so we can actually talk more about other attributes. Another attribute we can actually put here is the attribute we call the autoplay. And the autoplay allows the video to automatically play once the page loads. So if I save this, you can hear it's already playing even without my consent, which is not nice. I could actually report this video to the police and sue this video to court. Okay, we have another attribute which is called the muted, which is my way of punishing this video for playing without my consent. But generally, what the muted does is it actually mutes the video and make the video play without pulling out the sound. And we just write it by saying muted. Most times you need this in your website and you want to see the video is actually playing. And the way we can stop this is we can just come in here and click on here and the video plays. This is when you give the user the ability to actually unmute the video and listen to it if he or she wants to. Another attribute I want to talk about is what we call the loop. Now the loop allows this video to play over and over and over again forever till our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ comes. And the way we do that is simply by just writing loop at the top here. And you see when the video gets to the end, it replays. There you go. It's playing. It's playing. It keeps playing. And then at the end, it replays. It starts again. That's how the loop works. And that takes us to the final part, which is the audios in HTML. Adding audios in your HTML is similar to adding videos in your HTML. They both kind of have the same structure, but they are done a little bit differently, in the sense that to add audios in your HTML, all you need to do is use what we call the audio tag. And the audio tag here usually has an opening and closing. And then you put the source tag inside of it like that. And then inside the source tag, you can actually add the src and then put the path to the sound directory, the music directory, which is files/audio.mp3. So you also have to add the type, which is the audio/mp3. If you actually run this, you will not see anything in the browser. This is what the browser looks like after putting the audio tag. Now, the reason this is happening is because there is an attribute you have to put to make the browser to be able to recognize or to give the user control over the audio playing. And how this attribute is simply the controls. And once you add the controls, you can now go back to the browser and there you go. This is the controls. And if I actually play this, okay, that was loud. So as you can see, that's my intro sound, and the sound is actually playing, and it's a very nice thing that we are able to put that in there. It's very beautiful. You can do it around your friends and they'll be very proud of you. So that's simply how we add audios in HTML, and there are a lot quite more other attributes you can actually add here, which is you can also choose to add the autoplay, just like the video. I told you they are pretty much the same thing, and if I save this, it starts to play automatically. If I go to the browser, it starts to play. There you go. It's playing. I can actually pause that. And you can also add the loop property, which means that once the video gets to the end, it replays. Let me take it to the end. Okay, that's the end. It replays. Okay. So one more thing you can do is you can actually mute it using the muted attribute. And if you go, it's actually playing, but you can't hear it until you unmute it, okay? So it's more similar like the video stack in HTML. So with this being said, thank you so much. See you next time.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
For sticking to the very end of the video, I'm going to teach you how you can actually add your YouTube videos in your website using the iframe. The iframe is a little bit similar to adding videos in your HTML. The way it works is you are going to type in the iframe tag like this, iframe, and it has a opening and closing tag, and you are just going to come in here and type in the source of your video. And the source of your video, you actually go to YouTube. Now this is my channel in YouTube, and I'm going to actually play one of my videos and get the link of this video by embedding it. And the way you do that is, let's go to share. I'm going to copy this. Let me copy the embed. Inside this embed, I'm going to actually take in this link you are seeing up here. I'm going to copy it like this, and I am going to go back to my code and paste it right inside of here. And if I run that, let's see what happens when I run that. Now you can see there is my YouTube video. You can actually change the size of this video by adding the width and the height property as usual. Let's say, let me give it a width of like 500 pixels. No, 500 pixels. I've been using this way too much. I think by now you should be very tired of it. Let me give it a width of like 420 pixels by a height of 315 pixels. And then if I save this and like run it, there you go. If I play it, as you can see, that's my YouTube video, my previous video that is playing. Thank you so much, and